Claris Networks sits down with John Milner, Practice Administrator for the Endocrinology Consultants of East Tennessee, to discuss the relationship, services, and value that Claris Networks provides. The Endocrinology Consultants of East Tennessee is the largest endocrinology practice in East Tennessee and one of the largest in the region.
We started with essentially nothing. We were located at one of the area hospitals, and they provided all of our IT infrastructure. When we moved off-site or away from that hospital location, we essentially had to build from ground zero all of our IT processes, systems, hardware, software. Claris Networks worked with us to accomplish that. It's been very effective in that everything works, and I really don't spend the first year or two. There were times where I had to worry about, is this going to work? Is this going to break down? Is it going to accomplish what we need to accomplish? Really don't do that anymore. It's consistent. When we do have on the rare occasions where we do have a problem, there's someone there to answer the phone, to come over and to deal with it. We have a breakdown or a problem, we have someone to call, someone who responds. I get a telephone call or an email almost immediately, and that's on the rare occasions when someone doesn't answer the phone. And someone comes over and fixes our problem that day. The strategic advisor part of it is more of a long-term what I would call a partnership relationship. An individual knows our business, understands what our needs are, understands what our strategic plans are, the directions we're trying to go in, and works with us to make sure that our IT structure meets our needs towards accomplishing those strategic objectives, and not just waiting until a problem comes up or until a need exists. It's anticipating. As we look ahead and plan to do this, you will need this in place. Now's a good time to go ahead and do that. And we have conversations on a regular basis. So I really see the strategic advisor part of Point Man almost like a staff position, a staff advisor in our office. Why do I continue to work with Claris Networks? I trust them. They do what we need done when we need it done, in a manner that allows us to do what we're supposed to do, which is take care of patients. I'll give you one example. We used to do tape backups nightly of two critical business systems that we have in our practice. There were problems with the tapes. Sometimes the tape would break, sometimes the backup wouldn't run, the hardware itself wasn't functioning, and we wouldn't know that till the next day. And while we don't have a lot of problems, 2-3 years ago we had power outage issues. It has nothing to do with Claris, it has all to do with the utility system. And we lost a day's business because of that backup problem. Claris stepped in, and I believe they have a product or a service called Secure Data, where they now do those backups for us. With Secure Data, we're getting a backup every night. If we have a system problem, it's there. We reload that, and we're ready to go. A simple thing that it works, it's simple. If it doesn't work, it's not. It's a problem, is the spam filter. We reached a point where I can recall a couple of employees were getting 500 to 600 spam emails a day. Well, just the time it takes to go in and clean that out, even if all you do is highlight it all and delete it, was it's a waste of time. All of our billing goes back and forth across the internet. We send a number of, we do scans, we do eye scans in the office. We transmit that data somewhere for an ophthalmologist to read it. If the network's down, if the internet's down, we can't do that. So having reliability on that is important. I already talked about Point Man and how having someone here who knows our business and understands how, if we make a system change today, how that's going to affect something that we're talking about doing a year from now or 6 months from now. That's valuable. I have talked to other businesses that have similar needs to ours from an information technology standpoint. And while I don't know that there's a perfect provider out there, I certainly see Claris as at the upper end of that continuum in terms of what they provide, the cost-benefit ratio. It's an interesting situation in that when you don't have problems, sometimes you get complacent about, well, it's working, why are we paying these people what we're paying them? We're not having any problems. Well, because they've done their job effectively, you're not having any problems. And there's a lot of value in that. I suspect if we weren't working with Claris, we would have problems. I know we would. And they would cost us a lot more on the back end of that equation than they do on the front